Author Jen Sincero writes, "Gratitude is one of the strongest and most transformative states of being. It shifts your perspective from lack to abundance and allows you to focus on the good in your life, which in turn pulls more goodness into your reality. I stand before you today to talk about my thoughts on a virtue that many times goes unnoticed in daily craziness and hustle and bustle of our lives: gratitude. When we take the time to reflect on the blessings and positive aspects of our lives, we shift our focus from what may be lacking to what we already have. Expressing gratitude strengthens our relationships, whether it's acknowledging a friend's support, a colleague's collaboration, or a family member's love. Gratitude deepens the bond that connects us. It acts as a glue that binds people together. 2023 was a demanding year. It was full of challenges, but I'm thankful and grateful on how we work together every single day in every single challenge. I want to show my gratitude to you. I don't know if you remember or not, but there was an election this year. I want to say again how grateful I am for you. You all placed your confidence in me again through your sacred vote. It's not something that I take lightly, and I want to wake up every day and make you proud of what we're doing in the city. I want to express my gratitude to you that together we show that in Jackson, no matter your race, gender, orientation, political views, or economic status, that we, the people, means everybody. We should always be thankful and grateful for those employees in our city. These public servants, from police officers to code inspectors to claw truck drivers, spend their careers making our community a better place to live. We should always show gratitude to our law enforcement personnel. I say it everywhere I go, but we have the best police department in the state. Chief Corley started the year off with a renewed effort to what he calls the 3 C's of policing: community policing, collaborative policing, and constitutional policing. Our police officers are going to be in your community, getting to know you and your neighbors. They're going to work with other law enforcement agencies, and they're going to protect people's rights. Under Chief Corley's leadership, in conjunction with Deputy Chief Tisdale and newly promoted Deputy Chief Benton, the department is in excellent hands. 2 months ago, we saw the approval of a contract with an architectural and engineering firm to begin the process of building a new public safety complex. The current state of our police department and fire department administration buildings are not ideal, to say the least, with buildings being 70-plus years old. The new complex is going to be state-of-the-art and will be more adaptable to today's technologies and leave room for tomorrow's growth. We owe it to those officers and fire department officials to put their lives on the line to come to work every day and give them a decent place for them to do their jobs. Chief Corley, Deputy Chief Benton, Chief Friddle, and Deputy Chief Turner have put a lot of work into what the new complex will look like and how it will functionally work. I'm excited to see this project started. Police officer shortage is not a problem isolated here. We currently have 191 officers out of 220 budget positions that would make us fully staffed. We hired 21 new officers in 2023, up from 16 in 2022. In 2023, the Patrol Division has filed 18,237 incident reports and 3,901 crash reports. The Traffic Unit issued 1,006 traffic citations that include speeding, distracted driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and registration law violations. That is just short of 3 citations a day for the entire year. I think we can agree that drivers in Jackson need to slow down. Thanks to our officers and the approval of the City Council, the Traffic Unit acquired 5 handheld radars and 2 in-car mobile radar systems. This equipment will be used by the Traffic Unit and Patrol Division to place an increased emphasis on speed enforcement going forward. Through a Tennessee Highway Safety Office grant program, JPD acquired a radar trailer. This trailer is already being deployed in areas of high complaints of speeding violations and is making a distinct impact. A second radar trailer is being sought through a use of capital funds. So if you're concerned about speeding in your neighborhood, reach out to our police department to see if you can get a radar trailer up for a time period. At the Safe Hope Center in 2023, we have provided services to approximately 1,178 persons who have come in seeking an order of protection, speak with investigators, or speak with RAP. The Domestic Violence Unit has 4 investigators who work approximately 1,000 cases annually. Along with their Captain D. Jones, who also maintains a caseload, the DVU has a clearance rate of approximately 80%. Captain Jones is also a human trafficking task force agent with the TBI. She works in collaboration with the Scarlet Rope Project to rid us of human trafficking and bring those involved to justice. Another note of gratitude goes to Sergeant Adam Pinion. He has been instrumental in bringing the flock camera system to the city of Jackson. These cameras are the most beneficial advancement in law enforcement since the identification of fingerprints. The flock system leads to arrest, the recovery of stolen vehicles, and the location of missing and endangered persons daily. We have doubled the number of flock cameras this year, and we now have 70 deployed throughout the city. Investigator Kevin Mooney is in charge of the crime scene unit. His knowledge, attention to detail, and hard-working drive have led to the successful prosecution and conviction of many violent offenders. Investigator Mooney has taken on training and equipping several other officers and civilian employees to assist him on scene. In addition to everything JPD does, they successfully hosted the JPD's first Youth Police Academy. Approximately 15 middle and high school students participated and were exposed to police operations, to include crime scene investigation method, patrol function, and law enforcement technology. JPD officers engaged in over 1,120 hours of community interaction. They have been active in many organizations to increase our community policing efforts and to make connections with citizens, particularly our youth. Collaborating with groups such as the Salvation Army, the Boys and Girls Club, the Hub Club, United Way, and others has been an important component in fulfilling our community policing mission. JPD has also created new partnerships with the local schools, both public and private, in order to increase student safety and to affect the major issue of juvenile violent crime. One of our 2023 goals for JPD was to increase officer education and training, focus upon employee wellness and benefits, and to create a leadership culture which supports our staff. Part of that goal included the efforts made to increase officer salary and benefits. Starting salary for police officers has risen from $35,000 in 2019 to $50,000 this year. Additionally, multiple training resources were provided to enhance the leadership skills of our employees at all levels. The Jackson Fire Department saw the installation of a new chief as well. When Chief Darrell Samuels retired, Deputy Chief Don Friddle was sworn in as fire chief. Under his leadership, Jackson became the first 4-minute city in the world through collaborative efforts of Friends of Heart, Jackson-Madison County General Hospital, Jackson MedLink, and our own Jackson Fire Department. In addition, the first Safe Haven baby box in West Tennessee was installed and placed into operations at Fire Station 2. A contract for a second baby box has been signed with the goal for installation being late spring or early summer of this year. Central Dispatch answered 49,342 911 emergency phone calls and 79,553 administrative calls for service. 100% of these calls were answered within 20 seconds, with 98% answered within 10 seconds. To the world, they may be only a voice on the phone, but to the caller, they're heroes. I'm incredibly grateful for our maintenance team, led by Kirk Smith and Damon Harvey. They keep the city running. From putting up illegal dumping cameras to HVAC repair and replacement, they add a lot to the quality of life for Jackson. In addition to their regular duties throughout the year, they have hired a crew for park maintenance and plan on getting the parks in the best condition possible. In addition to that, on their own, they came up with a plan to purchase pressure washing equipment and hire a crew to run it. This was an easy yes. They began first of the year with sidewalks and public areas in downtown to make our city look more aesthetic. Our recreation, parks, and tourism crew has been busy, and that's a good thing. Led by Tony Black, they are constantly working to improve our areas of programming and meet future needs. Our public facilities have consistently been booked every weekend, facilitating local, nonprofit, and community groups in achieving their objectives for the year. We prioritize reinvesting in our facilities, implementing improvements, and ongoing building updates. At the South Jackson Community Center, they were able to connect with 7,645 people in their programming and rentals of this facility. Under the direction of Deborah Williamson, most of you all know her by Pee-wee, they held their first symphony concert in the park. They held their first movie in the park and held their pickleball classes for beginners. Don't let her physical stature fool you. She is a giant. She recently received the Giraffe Award from the Positive Living Group for sticking her neck out there for the community. The Ned McWhorter Cultural Arts Center, under the leadership of David McCall, remains a vibrant destination in the City of Jackson Downtown Arts District. They marked a turning point this year with the production of Dreamgirls. The overwhelming support of the African American community of Jackson further emphasized the absolute necessity for diversity in programming. The production drew more than 2,200 attendees over 2 sold-out weekends. Next year marks the 50th anniversary of the theater program, and to commemorate the occasion, the Ned will present the premier musical that started it all, Cinderella. The T.R. White Sportsplex, under the leadership of Terry Smith, has seen a great deal of activity in maintenance and renovation to continue to be an asset to the community. The complex got a new parking lot, which was badly needed, and the entrance redesign continues and is nearing its completion. In addition to all of that, we added 6 more pickleball courts to Conger Park, giving the public now 12 playable courts. We're also working on converting 2 unusable tennis courts to 6 more pickleball courts. The Sportsplex set an all-time record with 1,682 teams in 2023. That amounted to a 51% increase over 2022. Recreation and Parks hosted and celebrated the largest to date Jackson Christmas Parade on December 4th. They started hosting free exercise classes at Westwood Recreation Center for seniors. They started hosting free weekly senior line dancing classes at Westwood. They hosted Halloween at the Farmers Market that drew over 1,000 people. 2023 also saw the hiring of a new Public Works Director, Austin Clark, and his work has been transformational. His role is to manage the repair, maintenance, and installation of our public infrastructure, as well as our health and sanitation services. The department also maintains over 700 acres of municipal-owned property and the management and repair of over 900 municipal-owned vehicles and machinery. Health and sanitation, under the leadership of Leilani Mills, has generated over 43,000 work orders this year. After a full year of implementing scheduled bulk waste collection, the quality of service has greatly improved. Residents are receiving collection within 3 to 5 days, as opposed to what would be upward of 6 weeks. I cannot even begin to tell you what a relief this has been. 2024 will see the addition of the 311 Customer Service Center. As it stands right now, 311 complaints go to various departments for their handling of issues. We're going to consolidate it and make it more customer service friendly and solutions focused. All 311 issues will go to this department, and the hardworking employees will own the issue until it's resolved. This new department will be led by Debbie Click. Debbie is that person that 9 times out of 10, when you call about a trash issue, you're talking to her. So let me tell you, she's battle-tested and ready for the new challenge. 2023 saw the consolidation of engineering, planning, and building codes under the Planning, Growth, and Development, led by longtime city planner, Stan Pilot. His expertise and experience is extremely valuable, and I'm thankful for his counsel. They continue the coordination for the Jackson Walk project, which included the construction of 20 new homes. They reviewed and approved 68 separate subdivision plats in the region. They completed the design phase for construction for the new access road at Great Wolf Lodge. The code department is in the process of cross-training inspectors on all aspects of construction review. So instead of a plumbing inspector, an electrical inspector, and a construction inspector coming out, we're planning that just one inspector can come out and do it all. We successfully filled the city engineer and assistant engineer positions that included the first female city engineer in our city's history, Amanda Hicks. I don't have all the data just yet, but I lived in Jackson my whole life, and I believe that in conjunction with the state and TDOT, Jackson saw more roads resurfaced than ever before. The Animal Care Center was able to get more than 1,500 animals off the street this year. They also worked to keep the pet food pantry active to aid in ownership retention in case of financial instability. We're looking forward to 2024 with the projected completion of the new animal care facility. Finally, IT worked with finance and accounting to implement our new financial enterprise software, Tyler Munis, to enhance our technological capabilities and efficiency. Purchasing worked to streamline the bid and proposal process that led to an uptick in vendor responses. More vendors means more competition, which is better for the taxpayers. The work done at the city's recovery court has been exceptional. Under the leadership of my friend, Judge Blake Anderson, and Haley Coble, director of the program, They had 18 new participant admissions in 2023. There were 5 participants who purchased their own vehicle, 6 participants who got their driver's license, 6 participants obtained their own private residence, and 2 participants got baptized. One that completed the program in November of this year was Takesha Moffitt. Jackson City Court Judge Blake Anderson had this to say about Miss Moffitt. Before recovery court, Miss Moffitt's life was riddled with toxic relationships, substance abuse, domestic violence, and negative peers. These relationships and decisions brought her into a life of criminal activity that ultimately led her into the criminal justice system and recovery court. They caused her to be separated from her 2 daughters for a short while. When she entered the program, she was 40 years old and knew she was ready to make a change for herself, her daughters, her family, and her future. She attended and completed intensive outpatient treatment that focused on coping skills and provided education about substance use, disorders, and trauma. She completed moral recognition therapy and completed mental health therapy groups. She also attended financial counseling at the Financial Empowerment Center. Through her involvement in the City of Jackson Recovery Court, Ms. Moffitt was given the opportunity to access many resources within the community. Ms. Moffitt is now working full-time and lives with her 2 daughters. She was able to obtain this job while in recovery court and was promoted to a management position due to her excellent work ethic and amazing interpersonal skills. She's attending online classes at Bethel to obtain her bachelor's in business leadership. She's set to graduate in December of 2024 and hopes to then start her master's degree. She was able to purchase a car, and she's applying for her first-time homeowners program next summer. She also recently celebrated 1 year substance abuse-free. Our Love Your Block program just completed their 2nd year, and this year they did that with 180 small home repairs across 14 projects. Child care continues to be a barrier to employment in West Tennessee. In 2023, the Jackson-Madison County Children's Cabinet was established. This cross-sector body includes all government departments that intersect with children and families and is dedicated to enhancing outcomes for our community's children. We will continue to seek out grant opportunities to expand child care in Jackson. We completed the bid process for a construction management contract to build the men's homeless shelter. After an extensive design process, we anticipate beginning construction this summer. In May, we were selected to participate in a national peer learning initiative that will help the city develop solutions to the pressing housing challenges. For every 10 new jobs created in the state of Tennessee, we're only building 6 homes, leaving a significant gap in the housing supply. Our objective is to work with our state legislators to implement effective incentives that promote the development of workforce housing. We established a housing commission, and initial goals for our housing action plan are currently underway. 2024 will see a renewed commitment to the arts and the local artists in Jackson. With a new arena and convention center being planned for the old service merchandise building, we have to make sure we have homegrown local music and arts scene. This year, we've hired the #1 Jackson celebrity there is to help us with this mission, Lauren Pritchard Cobb, or Lolo as we all know her. Lolo is going to help us with a long-term vision and plan of what it takes to train up and retain local artists so they stay here in Jackson. This will include a new robust public art program in partnership with the CO, expanding arts funding access for local artists, event program match funding, budget increases, and overhaul of the Carnegie Legends Museum, and expanded programming and lineups at the AMP. The people that have been mentioned today just barely scratch the surface of all of the amazing people that go to work every day to make our lives better. I'm eternally grateful for all of them. We should all embrace gratitude as a guiding principle in our lives. We should all be thankful for the people, opportunities, and experiences that shape our journey. Through the simple act of expressing thanks, we not only uplift ourselves, but also contribute to the creation of a more compassionate and connected world. Thank you all again for allowing me to serve as your mayor. I look forward to a prosperous 2024 in Jackson.